Hey everyone, this is HomoStarFan13, and today I want to do something a little bit different. Sometimes videos take a long time to make, and that can be frustrating because it means that I don't get to make videos as much as I'd like to. So today I'm going to test a little thing where I do a somewhat unscripted sort of review, or ramble, or whatever, just so I can do something, get something out, whilst also being able to talk about something I want to talk about. And I thought today would be a good thing to test this out by going over the latest Nintendo Direct that we had last night, or whenever this comes out. I thought it was really interesting, and I've got a lot of things I want to say about it. So I've got a couple of notes about it, and I'm going to just sort of go through it and say my thoughts. So the Direct started, and we got a brand new Fire Emblem Warriors game. This one's simply based on 3 houses. I think this is a good idea. I mean, Hyrule Warriors did really well with the Breath of the Wild version. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, because I kind of didn't like Fire Emblem Warriors, but maybe this will be better. Like maybe they'll learn their lessons from Fire Emblem Warriors and made a new game. So this might be one where I kind of wait and see how it looks. So next they showed the Advance Wars remake, and this looks great. It's made by Way Forward, and they're usually good at everything, unless it's not Bakugan. But yeah, it looks really cool. I love the new design, I love the 3D. And I think that multiplayer mode that they've added is going to be really fun. I could see a lot of fun sort of gameplay with that, and a lot of fun sort of online stuff. So yeah, that one looks good. And next up, this was interesting. They've announced that No Man's Sky is coming to Switch, which, when you actually start to think about it, this is like the best time for No Man's Sky to come to Switch because, when it launched, it was terrible. But now, people are saying that No Man's Sky is really good at the moment. So, it's almost like the perfect time to get it, because it's good now. But look, then we got, for me, the highlight of the Direct. They announced a new Mario Strikers. I cannot wait. I love the Mario Strikers games. Love the one on the GameCube, love the one on the Wii. So I'm super happy they're bringing this back. I assume it's being made by Next Level Games, which are becoming one of my favourite Nintendo developers. They made Luigi's Mansion 3, which is great, and they've also worked on the Wii version of Punch-Out, which is one of my favourite games of all time. So I think they're a brilliant asset for Nintendo, and I'm really happy that they're letting them make another Mario Strikers game. They didn't really show much about it. They've just sort of shown the sort of online mode, or there's a team mode. But I also like the way they've seemed to really nerfed the Super Strikes, because I felt like in the previous games, Super Strikes felt really overpowered, you could do them whenever. But now you've got get an actual orb, which I think is a much better way of doing it. It stops people from doing it all the time. And I think it's going to be great. I'm super excited. I love Mario Strikers. So then they kind of shown the big trailer for Splatoon 3. And Splatoon 3 looks great. The Splatoon games are good. They're just not for me. I just can't get into them. I've tried. I had Splatoon 1 for the Wii U, and I tried to get into that, and I couldn't. Then when Splatoon 2 came out, I sort of said, alright, this will be the one. I'll get into this one. But I just barely played it. And that's such a real shame. And so I'm happy that people are getting another Splatoon. I'm kind of surprised they're making Splatoon 3 for Switch. And it feels like we'll get on to later to another franchise that hasn't had another game. But it seems weird that Splatoon 3 is already coming out for Switch. So I suppose they're not waiting for the next system to do next Splatoon. But people will be excited for it. People look excited for it. People like Splatoon, so we'll see what happens there. So then they announced that Front Mission, which was in an old Square Enix game, is getting a remake. Now again, this doesn't interest me, but I'm super happy for the fan base, because there are games out there that I've been enjoying, that I enjoy, that haven't seen a new series in ages. So to see the fans for this franchise get it, it's really nice when stuff like that happens. And after the last Front Mission game, which I believe was that Left Alive, which was that really bad game, it's nice to see that these guys are finally getting something that they really want. And it might just be a remake, but remakes can be good because then it can get new people into the franchise, and then maybe it can lead to a new game in the series. Okay. Now we get to the only part of the Direct that disappointed me. Because they announced a Disney kart racing game. And this just feels like something that comes from my dreams. I love kart races, and like mascot kart races, especially ones based off of franchises, are always great because you can do really fun things with the tracks. And having a Disney one with like Disney Pixar characters, like had Mickey Mouse in there, Sully from Monsters Inc., I think Mulan was there, Captain Jack. There were some really interesting ideas for tracks there, and different and interesting like karts and characters. It looked really good. But then they said 3 words. 3 words which pretty much ruined any hype I could have with it. Free to play. Suddenly, it doesn't feel like a game anymore. It's going to be one of these annoying microtransaction filled games where you're barely going to be able to play anything. It's going to be, you won't be able to pick a character, you'll have to unlock them with money. And it's just a shame. I mean, I should have noticed that when they said it was made by the guys who make Asphalt, because they're mobile games, and it kind of looks like a mobile game. So that was a real letdown. I was super excited when that was shown, and now I don't think it's going to be any good. Speaking of stuff that looked good until I learned more about it, they revealed that Star Wars The Force Unleashed is going to come to Switch. Which is great because I'm trying to like collect. I'm getting into game collecting now, and the Star Wars games are one of the things I'm trying to collect. So Force Unleashed coming to Switch is a great idea because it's a great game. It's a way I can finally get to play this game. But then I found out it's the Wii version. Why would you release the Wii version? That's the weakest version of it. Why not do the PS3 or Xbox 360 version? Like the Switch can play those now. So I don't get it. I don't get why they're porting the Wii version of Force Unleashed. It just feels like a big letdown. Especially considering I don't think the DLC comes with it, like the extra DLC that was made based on like the bad ending, which was actually a really cool mode. So I feel like this is a big disappointment. This is a big letdown. I don't know why they're bringing the Wii version over. It might still be good. They had like a little fun like duel mode where they like showed Qui-Gon Jinn fighting Darth Maul. That looks fun. That might be worth it. But it's just a shame that the full game is only the Wii version and not the next gen PS3, Xbox 360 version. I think that's a big letdown. They then showed the Assassin's Creed collection, which I believe was leaked beforehand. I don't really have much to say about this. All I will say is that I'm kind of shocked the Batman Arkham collection wasn't revealed, because I believe that was leaked at around the same time. Like around the same time the Assassin's Creed collection was leaked, there was also a leak that said that Batman Arkham was going to come to Switch. And that's a bit of a shock, because I think that would be a really good game for Switch. You know, Arkham City actually was on the Wii U, so it's not like it would be the first time they've come to the systems. But I think Switch can play those games now, so I think they would be really important to have on Switch. Then after that, they showed Chrono Cross, a remaster of that is coming to Switch. I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. I'm just a little bit surprised that they remastered Chrono Cross, but they didn't do anything with the original Chrono Trigger. Because it feels like Chrono Trigger has always been more loved by people. So I find it weird that they didn't reveal it alongside Chrono Trigger, like in a collection type thing. Because I think people would really want to see Chrono Trigger. But it's still good, especially because they announced they're going to be putting like a Satellaview thing with it, which is really good because the Satellaview is pretty much lost media. There's no like legit way to play those games now. So having an official way to like access that is really good, and I think I want to see more companies do that. I would love to see Nintendo maybe release some of their Satellaview stuff. So then we've got a big trailer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now I cannot wait for this game. This is probably my most anticipated game of the year. It's like up there with new Lego Star Wars game, WWE 2K, and obviously Mario Strikers that we saw earlier. It looks great. I think Star Allies was a bit of a letdown for me. It was a good game, but I just felt like it was too much like just they played it too safe. They played Kirby too safe. And I feel like with this one now, they're finally going to give us Kirby's finally going to evolve to that next level. So that looks great, and they've announced this new mode called Mouthful Mode, which looks hilarious fun. Like Kirby can like eat this car, and he can now drive a car. like it's a great way of also just making, like, upgrading the Kirby formula. Like the Kirby formula just keeps growing and growing. So super excited for Kirby. I can't wait for that. Probably gonna pre-order it. So next up, they showed MLB The Show, which, on the one hand, it's pretty amazing because this is a Sony property, like a PlayStation property. Like, it's even got PlayStation Studios on the game case. That is insane that is coming to Switch. But on the other hand, I don't really get why companies show these games during these directs. It's like saying when EA shows FIFA and when Ubisoft shows Just Dance. These games have their fans. I mean, I like FIFA, you know, when it works. But I just feel like the people who are into those games are not going to be watching these directs. I just feel like they waste time showing these games because people who are going to buy them have probably already made up their decision and they're not going to be waiting for the directs to buy it. You know, that's just sort of my thoughts on it. They then announced a couple more collections. They showed off the Kingdom Hearts collection, but it's a cloud version, which is stupid. I don't get the point of cloud versions of games. They never work. Like, I think I once got the demo of the cloud version of Hitman 2, and it just freezes all the time. So it's like I don't see the point. And Kingdom Hearts are PS2 games. These are PS2 games. You're really telling me that the Switch can't run PS2 games like that? They surely can. Like, they can run Doom, the new Doom, and all those games. They can run those. So I find it hard to believe that they can't do the other Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess, I understand, but you could really do the other ones. But then next they showed a game I'm actually really excited for, and this was a real big shock for me. They're doing a Klonoa collection based on the first two Klonoa games, and it's not just a collection, it's not just porting PS1 game, I think the PS2 one, I can't remember. But it seems like they are completely remaking both the Klonoa games. And this is great because the Klonoa games are really expensive now, they are really hard to get. So making remakes of them, and people want Klonoa back, people always want Klonoa back, people love Klonoa, and it's going to be a great way for me to finally get into the series. And again, as I said earlier, it may just be a remake, but remakes could be helpful because then it might lead to a new game. I mean, look at what happened to Crash Bandicoot. We had the Insane trilogy, did really well, and that led to Crash 4. So maybe we might get Klonoa 3. And then they announced a collection that I was not expecting, which is the Portal collection. Portal 1 and 2 are now coming to Switch, which is amazing. I mean, Portal 2 is great, Portal 1 is also great. I've never really beaten them. I own both the games. I own one on Steam and one on Portal 2 on PS3. And they are great games. I've just never had a chance to finish them. But I feel like this is going to be the perfect time for me to finally get to beat them. And I think on Switch, it's great. Because of it being a puzzle game, I almost feel like you could if you were waiting for something, you could just get Portal out and go, oh, I'll just do a couple of puzzles on Portal. And I think that's going to be really cool. I think bringing Portal back, bringing the Portal collection is great. And again, hey, maybe it might lead to a Portal 3, you know, if Valve can count there. So another RPG was shown, Left Alive. RPGs aren't my thing, unfortunately, but the game looks great. The graphics look amazing. I love this new way of taking 16-bit games and putting them into a HD sort of era. It really looks nice, and it's also, if I might have gathered, it's a remake of an old Japanese game that never came out in America, in the UK, which is always great. It's always nice when those games finally get localized, and in a way, this way is really cool. Although I have to admit, when they first showed the trailer, I thought it was Earthbound. There was just a bit of it that made me think of Earthbound, and I knew there was rumors of Earthbound because the creator had retweeted the tweet, and I think, and obviously we saw later on, but I'll get to that. So I thought it was Earthbound at first, and I think I thought it was Final Fantasy, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, it looks good. It's not my kind of thing, but I know people are super excited for it. Now, here's the first one I feel a bit mixed on. I love the Wii Sports games. I think they are great little casual games for everyone to play. And I've wanted a new one for a while. There was a leak going around that there was going to be a new 1-2 Switch game. And I didn't really see the point because I was 1-2 Switch was not good. It was a $50 packing game. So I don't see the point of making another one of those. And I kept saying, they should just do another Wii Sports, just call it Nintendo Sports. And that's pretty much what they did. Nintendo Switch Sports. So there's 3 old sports coming back: bowling, tennis, and sword fighting. And then there were 3 new sports. There's football or soccer, badminton, and volleyball. It does look good. I think it will be fun. At first I was worried there weren't going to be Mii's because they didn't show the Mii's, which I thought was very strange. They've got like these new like original characters, and I don't really like that. Later on when they showed the demonstration of it, they had the Mii's, so that's good. But I feel it kind of annoys me that they're not using like the Mii's for the rest of it. I think Nintendo really needs to start bringing the Mii's back because the Mii's were such a good idea. Like we had Miitopia, which is really good. Playing Miitopia, it's really fun. So I want to see more games that use the Mii's. And for the new sports, I'm not so sure about it. Like, I think badminton will be fine, but I kind of wonder like why you'd put that on when you've got tennis. Like, it just feels weird to put both of those in. I think volleyball will be alright. Soccer, I'm not sure about because you announced this at the same time when Mario Strikers is coming out. And I know it's going to be different kinds of football, but it just feels weird to do have football in this game as one of your big new sports. Whilst you've also got the Mario football game coming out, it just feels a bit strange. Like at least with tennis, that's come out a long time after that. And the same thing with golf later. They showed that golf's going to be coming as a free update, which is great. I think new sports' new updates is a good idea. But golf is weird because, again, we just had Mario Golf. So it just seems weird that they're going to be doing golf just after they had a golf game. But I think the football mode has some fun mode to it, like the fact that you can like attach the Joy-Con to your foot and then you can actually start shooting with it. I think that's a really clever idea. It's a good way of putting the motion controls into football. I just hope we get the other sports in. I think it would be nice if we got boxing, it would be nice if we got baseball, because I liked the baseball mode in there. Because you could get all your Mii's. Your Mii's would be like your teammates, and I really like that. So yeah. Looks good, a little bit worried about it, but I think it will be good. Another load of games were announced. They announced they're doing a new Taiko game. Super excited for this. Rhythm games are kind of my guilty pleasure. Like I love Guitar Hero, I love the Hatsune Miku games. So I love this game as well. When I'm nice to get a new one. Although I haven't played the adventure game yet. I need to play that at some point. So it's nice to see that come back. They've got some new modes to it. Although they announced they're going to be doing a subscription service for it for new songs, and I'm not so sure how I feel about that. Because Taiko had a lot of DLC with it, but it was kind of a cool DLC way where it's like all the songs would be sold separately. So it's like you could buy the songs that you wanted. Like if you wanted, like they had like a Disney collection, so I was like, oh, I want that one. So like Disney, they had like a Dragon Ball Z collection, so I could buy that. But then they have like collections that I'm not interested in, so it's like, oh, okay, I just won't buy those ones. So it just feels like I'm going to be paying a lot for songs that I'm probably not going to be interested in. But I think we'll see what happens. We had a couple of game updates. Don't really have anything to sort of say about them. I think Cuphead's update is finally coming, which is great because it feels like that one's been waited for ages to come out. Which, speaking of, super looking forward to that Cuphead show. That looks great. So, and I guess the big one was Metroid Dread, that they're giving a super hard mode and a super easy mode. And they're also going to be adding a boss rush mode later on, which I think that would be really fun. I just have problems getting into Metroid. It's a great game, and I really wish I could get into it, but I just have this idea of like, I don't know where to go. And I worry that I'm going to get trapped and I'm not going to know where to go. So the easy mode doesn't really appeal to me because it's just like, oh, you get more health and more missiles. It's like, well, that's not what I'm struggling with. It's like, I almost feel like it would be better if they had a mode which told you where to go, because at least then I'm still playing the game. I would just know where to go. So maybe that would be me. I don't know. I'm happy people are enjoying Metroid Dread. It's nice to see they're still supporting it, and I'm just glad the Metroid fans are getting something. So this was the other big one. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are coming to Switch Online. There's an NAS. Yeah, again, not for me. Not big into RPGs, but happy for the fans because Nintendo give Earthbound fans. They're really rough, their relationship with Earthbound fans. So I have a prediction here. We know that eventually GBA games are probably going to come to Switch. I think when that happens, they are going to put Mother 3 on there. And it's going to be an official English translation of Mother 3. I just have this feeling that they've given the fans Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, Mother 1, Mother 2, I think Mother 3 will finally get an official release as part of the Nintendo Switch Online on the GBA service. I could just see that happening, and I would be really happy if that happened. So, and I guess that feels like they're the last sort of like big games to come to NES and SNES Online. The only one I think we're missing is Super Mario RPG, which is a shame because I really do like Mario RPG. Like, I'm not a big RPG guy, but there are still RPGs I do enjoy, and Mario RPG is one of them. I was obsessed with that game when I was younger. So, like, that's the only one I could want to see that I think needs to be on SNES Online, but I understand why they still need to get... Unfortunately, Nintendo don't own Mario RPG. It's still owned by Square, which is annoying, but surely they could work something out, and I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. So there was a short sizzle reel. There's nothing really there to really quote, sort of talk about. The only one I can think that looked interesting was the Lego game, because it just seemed like very weird. It almost seemed like a sort of Lego Smash Brothers. I don't know. It looked kind of intriguing. It's the only. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm quite interested to see what more about that one. So, with the last two big announcements, I'll finish with the last one first, because I have more to say about the other one, which was Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming. They announced Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Again, not for me, but happy for the fans. It's nice to know that Nintendo is really doing a lot with Xenoblade, considering that it was originally a game that was never meant to come to America. It's nice to see that they've shown how big the franchise is, and that they're still making new games for the fans. And it seems to be coming early. It's coming this year, which is pretty cool for fans, that they don't have to wait too long for it. I look forward to Trevor Conroy doing another Let's Play, another year-long Let's Play in that in a few years' time. So, before that, this is the big announcement that I'm not so sure about. Leading up to this, there were loads of rumours going on about Mario Kart. There was going to be something about Mario Kart, something was going to happen with Mario Kart. They announced that they're going to be adding new tracks to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm of two minds of this. On the one hand, it's nice to see that they are still supporting this game that people are playing. Like, I get why they're doing it, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling well. It is still selling. People are still buying Mario Kart 8. It's the most sold game on Switch, and people are still buying it. So I get why they're still doing it. I get why they're doing this, they want to still support it. And it's nice to see that they are adding Mario Kart Tour tracks, because it feels like we're finally going to get a way to play these tracks normally, because the way it's done in Mario Kart Tour is not great. Mario Kart Tour is fine, but it's not the game we all want. It's not fun at times, the way it's done. But so it's nice to see those tracks finally being done in a proper way, a proper track. And I also like that it's being added as part of expansion pack. If you have the expansion pack on NES Online, Nintendo Switch Online, you get it for free, which I think makes the expansion pack worth it. Because it's almost saying, like, if you buy this expansion pack, you will get certain DLC included, which really gives a reason to buy it. Because not only do you get the N64, the Mega Drive games, but they already did it for the Animal Crossing DLC. It means that, like, if you have this subscription service, you can get DLC for no extra cost. It really is, for me, this now gives the expansion pack worth, and it almost explains the price tag. So I think if they do more stuff with this, like they make more DLC, and they make it part of the expansion pack, I think that's really cool. So like you can still buy it separately, but if you have expansion pack, you get it for free, and I think that's a really good idea. However, as I stated, I'm mixed on it, and I have to be honest, I'm a little bit let down it's not a new game. I'm a little bit let down it's not Mario Kart 9. Because don't get me wrong, love Mario Kart 8, it is easily my favourite Mario Kart game. I just feel like it's a shame because it means it's going to be the same characters, the same carts, same items, same gimmick. It's not different, it's still going to be the same game. And also, it's only retro courses. There's no new tracks, which I think is also a bit of a letdown. Don't get me wrong, it's still great. They showed some great tracks. Coconut Mall coming back is fun. I love Coconut Mall, it's one of my favourite tracks. They showed Shroom Ridge on Mario Kart DS, that's good. And again, we've got the Mario Kart Tour tracks, which is going to be a really good thing. I think that's the one people are going to be most excited about. I just feel like it's a shame because I think they could have done Mario Kart 9 and I think it would have been a great... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think it would have been good to get Mario Kart 9 because Mario Kart 8 has been out for so long. And kind of what I'm saying about Splatoon 3 is that it's weird we're getting Splatoon 3, but we're not getting Mario Kart 9. Like, we're still having the same Mario Kart. It just... I don't kind of understand it. I don't... Surely a game like Splatoon would be better to have the one system because that's a game you can just keep updating and keep updating. I don't really get why that game's getting a sequel, but Mario Kart 8 is the one that's just getting updates. It just seems a bit weird. Like, did Splatoon 2 not sell as well, maybe? I don't know. Obviously, Nintendo... You'd think Nintendo would know what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing. Again, I get it. Mario Kart 8 is still selling. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling. So, they may as well support the game people are still playing. So, that's pretty much it. I didn't talk about everything because there was some stuff I didn't really have anything to say. But overall, I think it was a really, really strong Direct. There's nothing in there I would say was bad. Like, there were a few things that were disappointing, like, you know, the Disney game, Star Wars Force Unleashed being the Wii version, and a bit mixed on Mario Kart 8 and Nintendo Switch Sports. But there was a lot to love here. Like, for me, Mario Strikers coming back is brilliant. I'm looking forward to that. The new Kirby game looks great. I already knew it was going to be great. I'm still looking forward to it. And Klonoa, that's really cool that we're getting some Klonoa remakes. Portal coming to Switch is going to be great. And, like, even the stuff I didn't care about, there's a lot for people to be interested in. Like, Earthbound coming to Switch Online, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out, lots of remakes for RPGs like Left Alive and Chrono Cross. And Splatoon and that, they look great. So overall, I think this is one of Nintendo's better Directs. I think this is one that will go down as one of their better Directs. So, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you enjoyed these. Let me know if you enjoyed this little ramble, and maybe in the future I could do more of these. Like, maybe I could do one for E3 when that happens. Maybe when I'm really big into wrestling, so maybe when a wrestling show comes out, I can kind of do short reviews of that. Maybe when a game comes out and I want to talk about it, I can kind of do that. Maybe when some news comes out I want to talk about, I could do it. So let me know if you enjoyed this, and hopefully I could do more of these. I might just like have some gameplay in the background, like just whilst I'm playing a game, because it gives me a chance to just quickly edit these and then they can quickly go out. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I can do more of these. If you're wondering, next videos, I'm currently working on my next voice acting video. I've just done the script, so I've done a bit of recording for that, and I'm probably going to start editing that soon. As you can see, I just got a capture card, so I'm hopefully going to be doing... I can start doing some more top 10s. Maybe I'm going to do some reviews, maybe. I could just sort of like give you a hint. I'm going to hopefully do a top 10 Switch games for the 5th year of the Switch. And I might do, when the new wrestling game comes out, I'm thinking of maybe doing a review of that. So, thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.